Okay, so we're going to take some photos of this fungi and we're going to submit it to iNaturalist so it can be mapped out for scientific studies, for the study of biodiversity. So it's a really cool thing to do if you want to engage citizen science and become a real citizen mycologist. So what I'll do is I'll show you how to take photos that are going to help scientists to actually identify fungi. So first of all, what we'll do is, I'll take this off for now. So I'm just going to take a top side photo. So this is the top of the fungi. Oh, it feels so wonderful. Oh, it's all velvet and beautiful. And you can say that in your notes, it feels velvet if you touch it, because that's another identifying feature. So I will just take a photo of it from the top side and also take a photo of it with a ruler so we can remember. We don't have to then remember how tall, how big they are. Here we go, this is it. So the cap is about 3 centimeters wide. So I can take a photo of that. It's probably better to have a white ruler or a black ruler, not a see-through one, because it's very hard to see what I'm looking at here. And then I'm going to take a photo of underside, but I won't pick this fungi because it's nice and fresh and still got a long way to go before it releases its spores. So what I'll do is take a photo with a mirror. So you can do this trick where you take a little mirror with you. It's a bit dirty, this one. And then you can see what's underneath. And I can literally see and take a photo of what is underneath there. So we have just found a little mushroom family here. And this is the shape of the fungi when they have just the normal mushroom shape. So there are many varieties of these shaped mushrooms, and they're called agarics as just like a name of a group of fungi. So they always have this shape of a cap with a stem. Now I'm going to take some photos of these because they're a really beautiful find. And this, when I take a photo like this without any debris, with all the debris still there, so you can see that all this is just as we found it. So that's called taking a photo of the dressed specimen. And the specimen is just a fungi that you come across. Now I'm going to usually you can use a brush for this, but I don't have a brush, so you just move away very gently around so you can see more of the specimen. So then you take a photo of undressed. So now it's a little bit more exposed, so it's kind of more naked, undressed. And then what I'm going to do is take a photo of the top side. So if you just remember this mantra, dressed, undressed, top side, and then underside. And this is where I will use a mirror because I don't wish to remove this little family. So now I'm going to take a photo of the underside of the mushroom. And I can see that it's got beautiful gills. And I will show you a photo once I take it so that you can also see what I'm talking about. Because that's another distinguishing feature. So while all the fungi with pores that we saw earlier have structures from where they release their spores in a pore form, this little guy and a lot of these agaric mushrooms have little gills. And oftentimes when it's really dark, I like to use, but you don't have to do this, you can always use a flash. But if I take a photo of it with my lamp, it's a much better effect because I like having my photos pretty, and so I can see that, you know, all the structures that are there nicely without any of the lack of light that you get in photography. So this is a much better photo now. And you can take quite artistic photos as well. So you can do this for an art project and a science project all at once. This is the beauty of fungi. So now we have a photo of the dressed, undressed, topside and underside. So now we're ready to submit this to iNaturalist for an identification and for biodiversity research by scientists. I will just actually dress it back up so the fungi can survive for longer and keep their moisture. So I'll just give them back their bedding that I've earlier removed. Another thing you could do at home is create these little cards. So when you go on a fungi hunt or a fungi foray, you can actually take a photo with the specimen number. And also this gives you a little scale here of how big it is. So you can create these and print them or just draw them if you wanted to. And actually when you go out looking for fungi, you can go from number 1 to maybe 30, depending on how many fungi you'll find. And with each specimen that you find, put a little number next to it and also take a photo of that. So now you've got a whole collection of photos telling you the whole story basically about your adventure. So now that we have all the different ways and all the different ways we can take photos of fungi, now we can submit them to iNaturalist, because now we've taken all the different angles, we've got the number and the size of the mushroom, we've got basically a nice little story made up of the fungi foray or the fungi hunt that you go on. And now you can submit all your beautiful examples of fungi that you found to iNaturalist for biodiversity research. So let's go and have a look how we can do that. Hey guys, so what we're going to do now, after you've been in the forest, had taken some photos of wonderful fungi that you find in nature, I would really like you to engage science by actually using the iNaturalist app. And I'll show you how to get into this app and how to submit your findings so they can be actually researched by biologists for biodiversity data and mapping. So let's go and have a look how we can do that now. So now we're going to find this iNaturalist icon once you download it onto your phone. Open it up and we can actually upload an observation by saying observe, and I can choose from my photos that I've taken in the forest any of the mushrooms we took photos of. So let's just start with this one because that's the last one that comes up on here, and I can choose several photos. So remember how we talked about the dressed, undressed, top side, underside? So I'm going to put a top side photo because I can see that the mushroom tops side is actually visible here. I'm going to do the underside, and I'm going to do also one that shows sort of the bottom bit of the mushroom here. So you can put four photos, and feel free to do that. I'll put another one in here as well. And then you've chosen your photos and you press done. So now these are the photos that I have chosen to share on the iNaturalist app, and then I'll just press next. And I'm going to try and guess what it is, and I actually don't know, but I'm going to put agaric, because remember all the fungi that look like mushrooms are in the group agaric. So I'm just going to say agaric, maybe agarics. Here we go. So now I've chosen to say agarics here because it's a mushroom-shaped fungi. So I'm going to choose this group, and it gives me all the data here now. The date, where it was at, which is awesome because it gives us everything. And I can choose project, and what I would like you to do is to actually choose the mycology research project, because this is the project where I'll get to find out how much fun you've had out there and what kind of fungi you have found. So if you want to do that, then you just choose your project as the mycology research project. It's not necessary, but I would like for you to do that. Fungi Map is another project you can get connected to as well. If you choose the Fungi Map Australia Citizen Science Project, then you can fill out the little survey here that they give you. So they ask about the habitat, so rainforest. And then the substrate, it was growing on wood. That just means what the fungi is growing on and what it's eating, so wood. And then we didn't keep the specimen, so we just go with not collected, and collection number of specimen, we'll just say none. That's it. And then we'll go out that way, and then we share. And that's it. This is how easy it is to use iNaturalist. And now this data will be used by scientists for biodiversity research. Okay guys, so I hope you've enjoyed the introduction to fungi, to the science of mycology. And besides joining iNaturalist and doing your bit for the science, also make sure that you share your findings and your photos of fungi and everything else that you find throughout this Kids in Action initiative on the closed Facebook page that's been designed for you to share your photos and videos and everything that you'd like to share and discuss with your mates and teachers on the Kids in Action page 2020. So join it, the link is below, have a look and engage it so we can have a look at how you guys have enjoyed what we have made for you. All right, bye for now.